Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LocksOTD podcast. This is episode number 15, and I'm back here with Andrew and Zach. Today, we're going to go over last week's recap, which Thursday night we cashed a teaser once again. That's 3 Thursdays in a row. We had Eagles money line and under 62.5 at a minus 130. Chalked that one up as a dub. NFL Sunday, we went 1-2, which now brings us to 21-14 over the last 9 podcasts for NFL Sunday. Up only 6.65 units now, but don't get it twisted. We are up 76.1 units this NFL season. Just look on our Instagram. You will see everything. At LocksOTD on Instagram. We've been absolutely smacking TD props. That's honestly most of our units that were up is TD props. I mean, we hit Mark Andrews 2 touchdowns plus 2,200. Baker Mayfield anytime touchdown plus 850. Andrew, keep going. Kate Otten plus 2K for 2 touchdowns.
Turpin plus 1,000. The guy last night, what was that guy's name?
Calvin Austin.
Dude, I just saw it when I was looking for that bet, dude. I was like just scrolling. I was like, huh, who doesn't seem normal here? And I was like, Calvin Austin, perfect. I was like, take it, plus 650.
Yeah,
It's
cash
a little
that
too
one.
high.
Kyron Williams 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Plus 650. Like, I mean, you could just keep going. We've been smacking touchdown props, and this is all on Instagram. Like, we post this for everybody, so you can't miss it if you just follow our Instagram. Yes, the podcast, we only post a few picks, and obviously usually just on Thursdays. Today happens to be only Friday. That's why it's a little special edition, because now we're going to integrate some college football action for you guys. So like I said, today we're going to do some college football, college basketball, NBA premium locks, then get you right into the NFL Sunday locks that we're looking to sweep on, because last week 1-2, not like us. So let's get back to it. So Andy, let's go over the recap last week of how we went 1-2. Sadly,
Yeah, I had the Packers -3. Bears decided they wanted to score last week. And Bears actually almost won that game. Green Bay had a nice little block field goal, but didn't help us anyway. Packers only won by 1. But disappointing loss. We're gonna get you a dub this week for
that
sure.
we are. Then I gave you a little 3-star Cedric Tillman over 4.5 receptions at a minus 120. He had 3 receptions, 8 targets, 47 yards. Missed it by 2 receptions. Had 8 targets. Like, come on, let's catch the ball, buddy. But anyways, then for the 2-star, I had Jameson Williams, 40 plus receiving yards at a minus 120. That cashed. He had 4 receptions, 124 yards, and a touchdown. So JMO had a monster game. The Lions just had a monster game, as we predicted. You pretty much picked anyone on the Lions for an over. You probably won the bet. So now let's get into our picks for you guys, because that's what you're here for. So kick it off with some college football, which we haven't done on the podcast yet. So show them up, boys.
Yeah, I'll start with a 3-star. It's gonna be really quick. We're going Georgia -42, -115. Uh, they're facing UMass, and they're just a bottom D1 program for football. UMass is garbage. In Georgia, they're getting ready for the playoffs. So only makes sense for them to get into form and just absolutely piss on UMass. UMass has only played one other ranked team this year, and it was Missouri, and they're not even ranked anymore. And Missouri beat the hell out of them 45-3. So if Missouri can win by 42, Georgia can beat them by 60. So I see like the least amount of points I see Georgia getting here is 50, and the max amount of points I see UMass getting is 6. Like they're not scoring a full touchdown. Like they're just gonna get a field goal, maybe 2. Like maybe 2. It's a UMass here. Like
Relax. You
relax.
got
Like
you got Georgia ramping up for the playoffs, like you said. They're playing for something.
yeah.
They actually have something to prove, even though it's just UMass. They still need to smack them to prove that they
hmm
are that good of a team. And UMass is that bad, so like, there's no reason that they shouldn't smack. Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you last time UMass has been good. Maybe not
In
ever.
yeah, never. They've never been good for football. It's just
Never.
yeah. In Georgia's their last game will be Georgia Tech, so it's like that's still a good like opponent there. So they got to get ready, and they got to get ready for the next opponent, and then they got ready for playoffs. So it's like I'll take the team that's got something to play for, other than you
Absolutely.
got nothing to play for. So
Yeah.
block that in -42 for Georgia. 3-star, 3 units.
Yeah. It's a big spread for a reason. We'll put it
Yeah.
that way, and it's going to cash. Zach, I know you got one too. Lock them in, kid.
Yep. So we got the 2-star this week. We have Boston College money line at a plus 125. BC found a new energy with their backup quarterback, Grayson James. Their starting quarterback, Thomas Castellanos, left the program a couple weeks ago in the middle of their Syracuse game. Grayson James comes in, leads them down the field, wins that game. And he played very well against a very talented SMU team that should be ranked a lot higher than where they are currently. So, with that being said, they're playing North Carolina at home. They're slight underdogs. They are plus 2.5 on the spread, but I love the money line in this. North Carolina is on a 3 game win streak, but their 3 game win streak is kind of spotty. They played Florida State. Everyone beats Florida State. Played Wake Forest. Wake Forest, pretty bad. I'll give it to them in the Virginia game. Virginia's 5-5, pretty decent all around team. But North Carolina's defense still doesn't do it for me. This is still the same team that let up 70 to James Madison. And this BC team can score. And even with a backup quarterback, they put up 37 and they put up 28 against SMU. So they're going to continue to score again this week. And I just don't think BC's going to be able, or I don't think North Carolina's going to be able to keep up with BC's offense in this one. And I think this is just an all around trap for North Carolina. North Carolina's hot. BC's coming up a loss. And people, I think, as you're already seeing now, you're already seeing 75% on North Carolina's money line. And it's only Friday. And I think that number is just going to go up and up and up. So right there, I think BC's money line, 2-star plus 125. I think it looks pretty good.
Love it.
Yeah.
We love our value plus money. BC, lock it in. Like, come on, college football. Well, plus 125. Easy money for the fellas. Also, before we even move on to college basketball, I forgot to tell you, sweatshirts. Ordering them all Saturday. Make sure you message us at LocksOTD on Instagram if you want one. $55 right to your doorstep. Plus, you get a free week of premium, which is like 40 plus picks at probably 70 plus picks a week. I mean, you got every sport going on right now. So premium picks are just flying out there. We're hot. Like I said, we're up 76.1 units on the NFL season. So you can get involved with that besides just being on the podcast. You can see every pick that we have. But now let's swing it into the college basketball. You guys got some locks. Give it to them.
Yep. 3-star for the college basketball today will be Duke money line plus 100 underdog. They're playing Arizona in Arizona. Duke, very talented, very deep team, especially with a freshman core. Cooper Flag, the kid's averaging a double-double, almost a double-double, 9.5 rebounds. He's going to torch this Arizona defense. That's just how West Coast basketball plays. Zero defense, all offense. Like cool, Arizona can put up as many points as they want, but you're playing an ACC defense. It's going to be tough to score on Duke. They only let up 58 points a game, and Arizona lets up 70 points a game. So I don't trust the Arizona defense here. I like the Duke. Um, their offense, they don't really they don't allow the easy buckets down low. They make their opponents shoot and like force the bad shots. In Duke's 3 wins, they lost one time against Kentucky, but in their 3 wins, their opponent shot the ball at 21%, which is extremely low, meaning they forced the bad shots over 76 3-point attempts. So it's not like the other teams weren't shooting. It's just Duke's forcing the bad shot, making them take the last second 3 ball, and they're just not making them. So I just think that Duke defense is going to be way too hard for Arizona to handle, and Arizona's struggling shooting this year. So I think the plus money line plus 100, 3 units. It's got to be a lock. It's got to be.
You know us. We love our pluses.
Mhm.
We're going to keep rolling with them. Zach?
Yeah, so our 2-star. This one is going to be Southern Utah's money line. We're going a very small school game for you. If you're betting on this without us telling you, maybe call the hotline. Don't know. But Southern Utah at a minus 125 in this one. So they're playing on the road at San Diego. Southern Utah is 4-1 so far on the season. They had a really good showing against Loyola Chicago, who's very solid. And they only lost that game by 4. They were pretty big dogs in that game. And they also had a good win against Florida International in this one. But they're going to be led by Jameer Simpson and Dominic Ford, who combined for 46 last game. And those guys have kind of led the way for Southern Utah's offense. And I think the big thing for them is that these guys can score. 87 points a game is very good when you haven't played a Division II school realistically all year. Because that's where a lot of those smaller schools will get their numbers up as they play a team you've never heard of and they put up like 120 points. but they've played some solid D1 schools. They've been able to score on them. And San Diego's on the opposite end. They're 1-3. They're struggling. They lost to Idaho State, Portland State, and these are home games for them, and they just haven't really been able to recover since those two losses. They haven't really been scoring that much. They're giving up more points than they are scoring these points. They're giving up 72 to 70. And with that being said, I think this line is very low, and you have great value here with Southern Utah at a minus 125. So we're going Southern Utah minus 125 with a 2-star.
Love it.
And back to
And then
you.
you kick it right
Yeah.
back to you, Zach, because you have an NBA
Oh, you're
lock
right
as well
back to
for
me.
him, do you not?
Oh, I sure do. So this is going to be our 3-star tonight. And these games are very interesting because with these group games, you never know what to expect of the group cup games. So we're going Kings minus 2.5 at a minus 115 against the Clippers tonight. So the Kings are just getting healthy. According to what it says right now, Sabonis and DeRozan are both cleared to play, which is massive for the Kings. Malik Monk is still going to be out, but with De'Aaron Fox in there and the other guys in there, I don't really see an issue on why they shouldn't cover. The Kings are a very tough matchup for the Clippers. And my real reasoning why I wanted to go after this is that Norman Powell is out for the Clippers, and that has been one of the hottest players in the NBA. He's averaging 23 a game. And right now, the Clippers don't have the most depth. They have a pretty talented team, but at the guard position, besides Norman Powell and James Harden, they don't really have much to offer. They have a lot of young guys who are going to have to step into a role in a game tonight where, if both these teams want to keep pace in their group, they have to win. And I feel like in this case, the Kings are playing these guys instead of sitting them. And so I think the Kings minus 2.5 at a minus 115 is fantastic value on the road as they're getting all their guys back.
Love it. So there's all your college football, college basketball, and NBA locks. So get those in. And now, can I have a drum roll, please? Getting into NFL Sunday. Got a little 3-star for you. Going with the LA Rams plus 3.5, minus 140 versus the Eagles. Now, this is on DraftKings and ESPN. I believe it's like a minus 150 on FanDuel, whatever. We're just taking the extra value we can get. Minus 140, right? The Eagles are a good team. There's no way around it. They're a good team. But the Rams are fully back finally, and they're actually looking good. Yeah, they only beat the Pats 28-22 last week, but Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp both had over 100 receiving yards last week. Oh, and Kyron had 86 rushing yards. That's 300 yards of offense between those three guys right there, all right? Their offense is very dangerous with this trio. There's no debate there either. Just like the Eagles are good, there's no debate that these guys are good. We know Stafford can sling the ball, and he's averaging 255.7 passing yards per game this season. Pretty good. But mind you, that's with Puka and Kupp missing a combined 9 games. So, yeah, he's playing good, but guys have missed a lot of this season, and they're back right now. So I love this line. Also, don't forget the NFL is going to want the divisions as tight as possible here for as long as possible. So the Eagles could use a loss because the Commanders are very likely to win this week. I think they're favored by like 10 points or something crazy, which they're going to win. And then you got the Rams who could use a win to make things much more interested in each of their respective divisions. And I mean, also, I know the public's going to be heavily on the Eagles. So if Vegas is going to help anybody this week, it's going to be the Rams, and they're going to help us. So I realistically like Rams money line, but I'm playing it safe. Plus 3.5, minus 140 versus the Eagles. I love it. Lock that in. Andy, I know you got a little 3-star.
Yep. My 3-star pick today or for Sunday is 49ers money line plus 105 versus Packers. Packers ain't gonna get it done for me this week, so we're going after them. 49ers don't have a lot of wiggle room here to make the playoffs. Right now they're out of a playoff spot, and I think this is a must win game here. And looking at the rest of their schedule, 49ers still have to play in order. Bills on Sunday Night Football, tough game. Bears, Rams, tough game. Dolphins could be a tough game. Lions, Monday Night Football, very tough game. And then they end the season in Arizona against the Cardinals. So they need to win at least probably 3, maybe 4 of those games. And that their division's super tight. Just losing to Seattle last week bumped them out of a playoff spot. So a couple tough games ahead. I think this is a do or die situation for the 49ers here, and they obviously have a good ball club. I think they just get it done here. It's a quick money line plus 105. It's just giving me I just have that gut feeling, you know?
Give it to the kid. Lock
Yeah.
that one in. And Zach, give him your 2-star, buddy.
Yeah, we're keeping this one a little short. So we have been yapping all day. So we're going Broncos -6 with a 2-star. Broncos have the last wild card spot right now with that 7 spot, and they need to keep pace in the wild card. They're playing in Denver, or sorry, no, sorry, in Oakland. In Oakland. Oh my God, I'm lost. In Las Vegas against the Raiders. That's what I meant. Bang. So we have them -6, but they have the last wild card spot. They need to keep up with the current wild card teams right now with the Chargers and the Ravens. So this is a game that they have to win because meanwhile, the Broncos are in a playoff spot and the Raiders are on the road to the #1 pick. And the Raiders have been absolutely abysmal. This is one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I would say there couldn't be a worse defense, but the Bengals do exist. The only reason why we see the Bengals are so bad is because they have more primetime games. But this Raiders team is giving up practically 30 points a game. Even when they score, they're giving up 40. So this Broncos defense is not going to let them score that many points. And the Broncos are starting to find the rhythm on offense. Don't be surprised if you get another big game from Bo Nix. And I think you can get a little Jamal Williams rushing touchdown in there as well, maybe. But I would say Broncos -6 with a 2-star, -110, -115, depending on the book. But you'll find it on there. But we're locked in.
Love it, kid.
The
Then
left.
I'll lock it in with one more 2-star for a little NFL Sunday action. With the Seattle Seahawks, I got DK Metcalf over 66.5 receiving yards, -110 versus the Cardinals. Found this one on FanDuel. He's done this 5 of his 8 games played this season. The thing is, Jackson Smith has been outplaying him the past couple games, but I think this game is going to be DK. They'll both probably do very well, but I love DK's line a little more. We know DK's raw talent. I mean, just look at the dude. All you have to do is look at him, and it's like, okay, he's a fucking beast. Pretty simple. Um, Jackson Smith doing so well also actually benefits DK in the fact that the defense now has to pay attention to Jackson, whereas they all paid attention to DK. Now it's like you got to decide who you're going to cover more. You're going to double cover Jackson. You're going to double cover DK. I mean, that just gives more opportunity for DK to get open. All it takes is one big play from him. He'll probably catch a touchdown this game as well. The over-under is one of the highest at 47.5, so I'm sure Gino will be slinging the ball like he usually does. Simply, I just expect DK to have a pretty big game, and I believe 66.5 yards is a low line for him here. So, like I said, if Seahawks, I'm not saying Seahawks win, but if the Seahawks do win, and then the Niners win, and the Rams win, division, everyone's tied. It makes it very interesting now, does it? But there you go. There's your 2-star. DK Metcalf over 66.5 receiving yards, -110. I'll lock that one in. Andy, did you have a little sleeper pick this week?
Yeah, I was just gonna stop you real quick, but I'll give him the quick little fatty anytime touchdown plus for your real quick. We'll give it
Wait,
to you
wait.
Friday.
No touchdowns this year by this guy, right?
No, yeah, zero, zero. It's just
First
gonna
one?
be
You're calling
yes,
the first
it'll
one?
be the first one of the year for him, you know.
Really?
Uh
First career.
yeah. And it's gonna be against the Lions. We're gonna go with Adonai Mitchell anytime tutty plus 650. He's got the same amount of receptions as Alec Pierce, and he's Alec Pierce leads the Colts in yards and touchdowns. So he's just not catching as many times as he is. He only has like 7 less catches, I'm pretty sure, but same amount of targets. So he's getting the ball. It's just he's that deep ball threat. Throw it down there, Mitchell's gonna get it. Like he's just like another Josh Jones. Like Josh Jones has 4 touchdowns, but swap Mitchell in there.
Adonai Mitchell's due. We'll put it
Yeah.
that way.
Swap
He's
them in there, and
talented.
then they're not going to
He's
see it coming. They're
talented.
not going to see it
Nope.
plus 650. Give me it.
Nope.
Ting, 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 ting.
Exactly. Like I said, our TD props are hot, fellas.
Dude,
I
they're
mean,
hot.
no need to be scared of a big plus because we've been cashing them. Don't be
650 is a
scared of a
lot.
big plus. Absolutely. Adonai Mitchell, a little sleeper from Texas, beast.
Mhm.
Little gem in the draft. The Colts snagged. No big deal. First touchdown ever. We're calling it. We're picking up the phone. We're calling it. All right, fellas. So place that bet in plus 650. Lock it in. A little sleeper pick. You guys got anything else?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. That wraps up podcast number 15. Don't forget, order your sweatshirts before Saturday. You got one day at LocksOTD on Instagram once again. Make sure you rep us if you want to be a walk and lock before Christmas. You know where to come. You know where to find us. So that's our slate for the day and Sunday. Lock it in. Thank you for tuning in to podcast number 15, and we will be back next Thursday. Peace.